Howdy, howdy, everybody. Welcome to the SpeedGaming Aria 2023 tournament. I am Chewy for you. On tracking, we have Algorithm, and we have JupiterClimb versus Lunix in the lower bracket today. So we're going to be playing 2 of the 3 games of this set. It is a best of 3. So if things go 1-1, we might have to schedule for another day. We're using a different preset this time around, which randomizes enemy stats. So enemies can have higher HP, higher or lower HP, attack, defense, or they can have random resistances or weaknesses to certain elements. So a lot of options you wouldn't normally see be useful are going to be top tiers. And speaking of which, here's the tall hammer in the shop already. And JupiterClimb choosing to not purchase anything, just gonna stick with what he's got. Same with Lunix. Neither player choosing to buy that cheap tall hammer. The tall hammer is a heavy weapon, so they would need backdash to use it effectively. But totally understandable here. We are also using a Panther first preset, so they should be getting Black Panther. Ooh, he should. They should be getting Black Panther in the first 5 checks, or 5 or 6 checks. They're going to be getting it very early here. There's Mudman. Mudman is pretty nice. It's horrible for combat, but it actually fires through walls. So they can use that to get some canisters they wouldn't be able to reach out of logic. This is in the losers bracket. The winner of this will be... I don't know if we'll be moving on to losers finals or what, but we're getting towards the end of the losers bracket. So the loser of this set will be out of the tournament. There's Black Panther. Hopefully we see Malthus here early. Usually see Malthus early on in Castle Border, like up in this upper area. But if you don't, there's always a risk of it being a bat speed. It's always very painful. We've seen a few of those in the last couple of days. There's Mandragora for Lunix. Not bad. Can't use it quite yet. Doesn't have enough MP. Could be too much more. But speaking of which, we are in losers bracket. This tournament has been insane so far. JupiterClimb is first seed and Lunix is second seed. We're seeing the first seed versus second seed matchup this early in losers bracket. Just ridiculous. And still no Malthus. There's only 3 checks left in Castle Corridor here, so we might see an early chapel. If there's no Malthus in the Castle Corridor, it likes to hide in the chapel. And Lunix is trying to get this kitty to kill these zombie soldiers. Just waiting up for it. Man, that thing can run far. That's crazy. And not too much route divergence is going to happen early here. There's bat-locked Galamoth that they can reach just because you can hit canisters through walls. Very interesting. We'll see if that ends up being important. And there's Kicker. Ooh. Weird. You actually can't use Kicker until you have Malthus. And that's just an anti-venom. It's looking like we're going to see a chapel, either on the right exit here, or the runners might have to go all the way back to the left. We could see chapel at either one. No, there's study. Wow. With slide! Wow, that's funny. So they use the slide to get into the study, and there were 8 checks in the study. I don't even know how many checks there are in the study, but there's not that many. That is literally the most stacked study I've ever seen in my life. And getting slide early is very nice. This new logic can be really rude with where it places slide. And JupiterClimb actually opting to go into the boss without checking these upper checks first. And there's Malthus for Lunix. Luckily, the boss is great armor. This is the weakest boss that you can see in these random locations. So very lucky for JupiterClimb. But still, great armor is so tanky. It's all they have are cats and this, I think this is a Gladius. And yeah, Lunix is opting to do these checks first. Probably hoping for something to help with this boss. Because he doesn't know what it is yet. Peeping Eye, ooh, Yellow Book. Yellow Book is Peeping Eye from Minotaur, so the required soul and the book are both in this area. Crazy. And Lunix is trying to kill this cow. Okay, he abandoned it. Yeah, I would be worried about this boss, but luckily, it is great armor. Yeah, we saw Slide, Malthus, the book, and the required soul already, and there's still 5 checks left. Just insane. The greatest study of all time. So Jupiter's gonna find Malthus up here. There it is. And yeah, Lunix is just having the exact same great armor fight. And yeah, Lunix is actually opting to not use the Cuddle that he found in the upper area, which is totally fair enough. Cuddle is very low damage, so it might be hitting for 1s. And the range is terrible. Making quick work of that. Or rather, not so quick. There's Flying Armor. Okay, great. Flying Armor is sadly pretty much useless with a Panther First preset. The only thing you can really kind of do with it is use it to climb the waterfall easier, just because you fall slower. And yeah, 2 checks left. They're both going to be souls. They're Skula. Oh my gosh. And Alistor. Okay, great. Honestly, Alistor is their best damage dealer right now. Oh, there's Spoiled Milk. Random Spoiled Milk from Tiny Devil. That's kind of nice. And here's 9 checks in Reservoir. Man, they've just been getting what they need to move forward here. They got Skula, so they can go further into the Reservoir. And here's an Iron Plate. The Reservoir has a lot of strong enemies that can be scary to deal with, but Iron Plate is okay armor, so I'm gonna see more confidence here. And using that kicker to get up to this candle. There's Gravekeeper, ooh. So that immediately makes Tallhammer a lot more viable. And what? There's the duplicate Skula just to make sure you didn't miss the one in the study. What is happening? And they both got this random Arachne from the bat. It's not going to do too much, but that's funny. So there are 2 Skulas placed in every seed. So they've already found both of them. Not that it mattered. And there's Imp. Oh my gosh, they're getting like the worst blues. They do have Stolas though. Or Lunix must have bought Stolas. I didn't see him pick it up. Alistor plus Stolas. If he sees a boss that he wants to fight, that's gonna actually be kind of decent. Wow, Jupiter choosing to not grab that ninja suit. That's surprising. Ninja suit isn't too bad. So this is where the route can diverge a little bit. I do wonder if we're going to see Jupiter go back to the shop to buy the Tallhammer, now that he has Gravekeeper. And he has the economy for it. I remember there also was another weapon that cost like 97,000 that was decent. I can't remember what it was. Nothing up here. There's one more check in Castle Corridor, so it could either be above Hammer or below the vanilla dance hall exit. No, here it is. And it's Lubricant! Wow, he got a Spoiled Milk random drop. We are for sure gonna see that used later. And he has Rotten Meat. He's choosing... What? Oh my gosh, wow. He sold the Spoiled Milk. Oh, wow. I'm surprised. I thought he would keep the spoiled milk, because Jupiter really likes going for those lubricant strats on Julius, especially against tougher opponents. I'm honestly shocked he sold that, but he still has the rotten meat. And here's Arena with 1 check. This is tough. He is low level with not great armor, and Jupiter chose to buy the Mistletoe, and that was the weapon that would cost 90k. I don't know if he bought the tall hammer. Okay, Jupiter does not want to mess with the arena right now. Totally understandable with only 1 check. A lot of these checks are just so expensive to get when you don't have very much healing or armor. And look at that Dryad. And he got rid of all of his healing. Okay, wow. He was scared. Yeah, it's really... That poison worm he was running into, it's really easy to jump on it and just randomly get hit because the hitbox is so weird. Yeah, seriously. Dryads, it feels like they're always plus attack. It's crazy. And Dryads are one of the more annoying plus attack enemies. Just because they're so big and they're in such like tiny hallways that you can't avoid them. And Lunix visited the shop as well. I didn't see what he bought. Yeah, both runners are pretty much using the same route so far. I wonder if Lunix is gonna go for the arena here. Okay, gargoyles are not plus attack, looked like. It only hit for 61. That might even be minus attack. I'm sure it's just vanilla, though. Wow, Lunix is going for the arena. Jupiter finds Cemetery with 0 checks. Even if an area has 0 checks, it can sometimes be a smart idea to clear it anyway, because another part of this preset is the books can either have souls or they can have boss objectives where you need to kill an area's boss. And there's always 1 book that's a soul, 1 book that's a boss, and 1 book has a 50% chance for either. So Jupiter's going to clear the garden here. I think this is actually vanilla garden. There's duplicate gravekeeper. Yeah, I don't think Jupiter's interested in the rest of these checks. Equipment is okay so far. Maybe we want some healing, though. There's a red scarf. And wow, Lunix is doing worst room. Luckily, none of these enemies are too strong. If any of these enemies are plus attack, especially the Medusa heads, it's just so rough. And it was just a strawberry, so... We could have seen a save split out, but honestly not super necessary. And Jupiter finds the other side of the waterfall, so we might see the waterfall climb here. Yeah, here's the waterfall climb I was talking about. JupiterClimb is so confident, he's not even equipping the flying armor for this. And just nails it perfectly. Sadly, it's a little bit tough to get the upper checks without undying, doing the waterfall climb, so... You saw Jupiter checked to see if he had undying, and he didn't, so... Opted to not go for it. And here's big golem for Lunix, really lucky. We're seeing all the early bosses while they have weak equipment, so they're not really getting punished for checking these. And there's a persimmon, great. Where's this last check? Lunix was hoping it's not in the DDR, I think. We haven't seen the lubricant room yet. There's Hippogriff for Jupiter, so that's flight. And random bail from Needles. It's... Oh, Lunix did buy the Tall Hammer. Okay, nice. Yeah, Tall Hammer is a good weapon. It's just very difficult to use. But yeah, look at those multi-hits. It's just so slow. Okay, here's the Soul. He's happy it wasn't in the DDR. The DDR takes forever to check. And it was Undying. Interesting. Very interesting here. Jupiter finds Inner Quarters. They both have Galamoth, and there's 2 checks here. I wonder if we'll see Jupiter go up. Going up is extremely risky right now because his kit is a little bit weak, and if you check this boss from the right side, there's no save point beforehand. So there's no good way to save split out. So if this boss is like Legion, it could be really tough. He does have the Mistletoe, which is going to do okay, but not very much healing. And yeah, you can see he's being very careful to not take damage here because he knows if he goes into this boss, he's going to want it. And wow, Lunix is going up to the vanilla dance hall check. Or exit, rather. Oh, thank goodness it was Headhunter. Wow. This could have been bad. If it was even like death, this would be a tough fight. But this is pretty much the best thing you can ask for. Resistant to slash and poison, though. Oh, but it's minus HP. Look how quick it went down, even though it's resistant to slash. And Lunix is headed to the clock tower with one check. We definitely could see Lunix get that random bail from Needles. Needles, you kill so many of them, and they have good drop rate, so... it's pretty likely we'll see both racers have bail by the end of it. They do have the lubricant as well. And there's Flesh Golem for JupiterClimb. Okay, so JupiterClimb can choose to either use that rotten meat for healing or for a lubricant buff. Just a steel plate all the way down at the bottom here for Lunix. Oh my gosh. Wow, Galamoth had no souls, but it had an elfin robe and an Ascalon. That is really good. And there's the random bail for Lunix. That might get some use later. And Red Book is the beat the study boss, so that he has done that. So one more book for Jupiter, then he's actually in go mode. And here's the chapel with one check. The chapel is all... the chapel seems to be pretty commonly surprisingly stacked on equipment. So we'll see if Jupiter chooses to do all these checks if he finds the soul early. I didn't see what was in that room, just a katana right there. Looks like Jupiter's gonna orphan it actually for now. Just gonna rush to check this shop upgrade. So the Headhunter and the Death fights expand the shop. And the shop has no weighting on the equipment, so pretty commonly you're gonna see some insane stuff in here. I didn't see how cheap that healing was. Really no more equipment. Finally buying that Stolas. Okay, was that the high potion? That was 13k? Gonna buy the tall hammer. Yeah, high potions are 13k. That's amazing. So healing is covered for this seed. You love to see that. Healing in the stat randomizer is just at such a premium. And there's Rune Ring for Lunix. Nice. That's a top tier accessory. Yeah, and I believe we even... oh, there's a duplicate red book. Every book has a 50% chance to have a duplicate placed. So Lunix does find that duplicate. So Lunix is one book away from... well, not one book away from go mode, because he doesn't have flight. But yeah, I do believe we saw top floor, so we might see Jupiter go there. I might be misremembering. Yeah, here it is. And top floor connected to garden is very convenient. It makes it easy to remember and just quick to get there. There's Lightning Doll. Pretty much one of the best threads you could ask for. It's already a top tier, and because it's elemental, it just becomes that much better with the stat randomizer. Lunix is gonna check out this dance hall boss. It's death. Okay. Lunix does have the tall hammer. And Alistor plus Lubricant. Going with Lubricant instead of Stolas here, even though he's full health. Oh, it's plus attack death though. Wow, look at those meaty hits. Get him, Alistor. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Just hit him once. Okay, he's hitting for 52. Yeah, Alistor is not the greatest blue, but he's helping. And with the Rune Ring, he has 100% Alistor uptime. Oh, but he has no healing. He had grapes and a persimmon. Did he eat the strawberry? Oh man, okay. Good thing it's minus HP death though. Phase 2 is going to be a lot easier with the tall hammer because you can just duck under him and just get all those multi-hits. And wow, Lunix isn't even using Alistor anymore. He just doesn't care. He would rather have nothing. Man, this top floor has not had much so far, as I've seen. And yeah, Jupiter's warping out instead of checking the Wrecking Ball. And wow, yeah, Death Phase 2 went down pretty quick. Yeah, Tall Hammer is so much better against Phase 2 than Phase 1. It's pretty amazing. But the soul was not there. And there's Blue Book! Oh wow, it's Alistor. Wow, Jupiter's in go mode already. This is such a zip seed. Look at this. Are you kidding me? And Jupiter has the kit too. Jupiter is just missing the levels pretty much. But still gonna go for it. That is absurd. Lunix finds the blue soul. Alright, let's see what Graham's resistances are. Plus HP plus attack, was that? Oh man. And no resistances to elements. Okay. Plus attack Graham is just one of the scariest things you can see. Like, the laser can hit for 300-400. The hands will hit you for 200 or 300 on Phase 3. And he's not going to go down quick either because of the plus HP. That is really rude. So this is a zip seed, but this is really going to come down to how well Jupiter can handle these endgame fights. But if anyone can handle them, it is Jupiter. He's known for really being able to do these endgame fights with almost nothing. And Lunix is looking at this Death Shop. It had Hunting. Not much else, though. Too bad. These shops are kind of sad, besides the cheap high mind-ups, not gonna lie. The soul selection was okay, though. Yeah, speaking of which, this cheap healing, Jupiter having a full stack of these high potions, is really a saving grace here. That just allows him to overcommit so much more. And it looks like the plus attack roll was fairly low. Like, these fireballs are only hitting for 100. I don't think he's using Armor of Fire either. And yeah, Jupiter did heal up despite being like over half HP. Just because you can so easily get one shot in Phase 3. Graham hits so hard. And yeah, just such great use of this Ascalon. The Ascalon is a heavy weapon with it's a relatively quick swing speed for a heavy weapon, but being able to maneuver through the hands is just great. And wow, Jupiter actually checking the Graham checks. A lot of the time Jupiter will skip those, but not skipping them this time, and it didn't help him that much. Just a Claymore and a duplicate Stolas. And yeah, Jupiter remembers exactly where Garden is. Lunix is checking out the garden himself now. Just finds that duplicate Gravekeeper. So Lunix is just missing the blue book, which is in the chapel. We could easily see Lunix come back if Jupiter just dies a couple times to these endgame fights. Minus HP plus attack, Julius. Oh my goodness. Minus HP is nice, but man, all these fights being plus attack, they are not pulling punches. And yeah, Ascalon plus Lightning Doll is a very nice combo. Jupiter has no blue souls to be seen. Blue souls are typically your firepower as far as your MP usage goes. But with the Ascalon, the red souls just get a huge buff because it buffs your strength as well. So despite being low level with like no plus strength equipment, just Ascalon plus Lightning Doll is enough. It is worth mentioning Julius only gets plus attack on his whip. So that dive kick was not plus attack. That dive kick just normally does 100, which is absurd. We could see a whip do 300 damage. Also, the sub-weapons do not have plus attack either, so phase 2 is not too scary. Yeah, only one hit to a dive kick in phase 1. Already on phase 2. Lunix is going to check out Eastern here. There are 5 checks left in Reservoir, so we could see a duplicate blue book. It's totally possible. There's Osafune. Probably the best weapon in existence. Here's a blue soul as well. And it is Shadow Knight. Okay, so there's a blue soul with some power for Lunix. But Jupiter gets through Julius, only taking one hit to not even a plus attack swing. We won't even know how hard Julius hits unless Lunix gets there. So clean. And 0 checks in Chaotic. With Chaotic, you typically want to see 0 because you want to see this equipment. Here's Yasutsuna. I don't think we're going to see any Yasutsuna usage. Well, probably for phase 1, actually. And maybe for the eyes. Yasutsuna is a multi-hit weapon, so it's... Oh, there's Giant Bat for Lunix. Okay. So he has Flight. Now he just needs the blue book. But Yasutsuna is a very good multi-hit weapon. So it excels against things that have low defense. And the statues and the eyeballs on Chaos both have 0 defense. So it's honestly a pretty good option here. But probably not going to be too good against the core. Is that Durandal? Yeah. Jupiter doesn't need the Durandal. And the Levitain. Okay. Definitely want the Levitain. Levitain is just a nice light weapon. And it deals fire, so if Chaos is weak to fire, that's definitely going to be the best option. And Jupiter's healing. Scared he might take a hit to that Shadow Knight. It wasn't plus attack, but you don't want to risk that, especially with no Rush Soul. Alright. Let's see it. Like, yeah, Lunix is behind, but anything can happen with Chaos, especially with JupiterClimb's current kit. Just plus HP. Wow, that is extremely kind. That's exactly what you want to see. Lunix is trying to get down out of Eastern. The problem with Eastern is it's very far away from any warp or anything in the reservoir. So if you commit to doing the Eastern checks without like setting up a save split or something, you're hard committed to that. And I don't think we saw a blue book or anything there. There's Chaos 1 down already. With no healing used, Jupiter still has 7 high potions, plus whatever healing he's picked up otherwise. We might see a 4-eye here. Though a 2-eye or even a 3-eye with Ascalon is totally fine. Ascalon hits very hard. Yeah, still hitting 1s on the core so far with 1-eye down with Yasutsuna. Man, these eyes are kind of beefy. Look at that. 19 on the core. This is actually going to take a while. We'll see if he commits to it. I do wonder how hard Lightning Doll is going to hit. But yeah, based on how those eyes were looking, this is a beefy Chaos. The stat randomizer, if it's plus, it can roll between like, what, plus 40% to plus 100%, I think? So, we could be seeing a double HP Chaos, we have no idea. Lightning Doll is hitting for 16 so far with Lubricant. And with Lubricant, the lower HP Jupiter has, the more it's going to hit for. And Lunix is headed to the top floor here. I honestly don't remember where Chapel was, so I don't know how likely Lunix is to find that blue book. Ooh, that snake. That being kind of rude, but JupiterClimb reacts properly. And the snake doesn't care. He's okay, you're getting hit now. Man, already down to what, 3 or 4 high potions? And I don't even know how close we are to killing Chaos. Oh my. This is a long one. Oh, there we go. GG. Wow. 29-minute seed. Insane. The real bottleneck of this seed was those endgame fights. They were all so tough. It would have been really easy to just death loop, even with all that healing, but JupiterClimb just breezing through him like it's nothing. And that was Rahab's sword in that check. I wonder if Jupiter got that. I didn't even see. He did get the Rahabs. Very nice. You definitely want to get all those elemental weapons, especially since Rahab's is pretty much the best water damage in the game. Not many things are water. The 2 good water things are like Rahab's sword and Maneater. And Maneater is... it's okay. It's not great. It's definitely worth using if something is weak to water. And yeah, we didn't see what was behind this wrecking ball, I don't think. Just another reservoir exit. Oh, maybe we did see that earlier. Because Jupiter did find Hippogriff. Yeah, he must have seen that, because he did get Hippogriff. Here's inner quarters for Lunix. Man, Lunix is just having to, like, full clear this castle. Here, let's see if we can get audio switched here to Lunix. There we go. Here's Belor in the top floor. Or, in the clock tower, I mean. Yeah, Belor is pretty much the boss you want to see. Jupiter didn't even see it. The only experience Jupiter got was from Headhunter. Plus defense weak to fire. Or, that was weak to fire, right? Not water. Yeah. Lunix does not have the Levitain. The Levitain was chaotic. So this could be a long Belor. Man, Alistar, please just do damage. Just do anything. Oh my goodness. Alistar just doesn't really like attacking. He likes chilling. He's just vibing. It's fine. Did Jupiter only fight vanilla bosses? No, because the dance hall boss was death, wasn't it? I can't remember where Big Golem was. Because Jupiter did fight Big Golem, right? Or was that Lunix? And wow, actually already to phase 2 Belor. Belor, plus HP Belor always goes faster than I expect. Only Lunix fought with, or Big Golem. Yeah, you might be right though. If Jupiter only fought Headhunter and Great Armor, then he would have only fought vanilla bosses. And there's slime from Belor. Okay. Slime is pretty much the best red you can hope for against Chaos. And look at those levels Belor gives. Lunix is just a really high level just like that. And there's Skyfish. You know, Skyfish is pretty much the best blue you can ask for when you're going with like more of a strength red soul build. He doesn't have any, well, I was gonna say he doesn't have any strength boosting reds or yellows, but he has Lubricant, which is the best one. Lubricant's just a little bit risky to use. So we're gonna see Lunix go up and fight Headhunter here. There's Dead Warrior. Yeah, where was Chapel? I don't know how close we are to Lunix seeing Chapel. Looks like we might be seeing a forfeit here. Yes, indeed. GG's. Yeah, that route JupiterClimb took was pretty much the god route, and he didn't get walled by those endgame fights. Just so clean. It could have gone south so easily. But just showing complete mastery. Hopefully we have the right seed here. All right, here we go. Good luck to both racers. We got a Poison Fist. Oh, I didn't see how much it cost. These sell prices on these are good, though. Okay. And wow, the starting soul is Siren. That's like one of the best starting souls you can ask for. And wow, Lunix doesn't opt to buy the Poison Fist. That's crazy. Jupiter sold everything and bought the Poison Fist and the Triton. So Jupiter's gonna have a really nice time with these early game fights if he sees any bosses. He has no armor and no healing, so he's gonna want to not take any damage if he chooses to fight something, but it'll go down quick. That's all that really matters. Yeah, Siren deals curse damage, so if anything is weak to curse, anything at all, it's just gonna be completely free. Plus HP, plus attack, plus defense creeps. Oh my. Oh, Lunix. Oh, Lunix. Watch out. That bone hits for 100. Okay, he went down. That's a serious boss fight right there. Luckily, he doesn't go down to that. There's Panther as well, okay. Man, that was kind of scary. Without that Poison Fist, that could have gone south so quick. It's pretty much the same start you would expect here. Runners are going to go up here and hope to find Malthus. Wow, a Black Cloak this early. That's kind of nice, not gonna lie. Black Cloak is a small int up, but it is an int up. And there's early Skula. So you can't do anything with Skula until you have either Malthus or Hippogriff. And there's a red book, beat the study boss, okay. Little deja vu there. And Skeleton Blaze. I'm very happy to see Slide early. And we are likely going to see Malthus soon because we saw Skula. You're usually not going to see an early Skula in Baton Seeds. Though, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. I'm about to eat my words. To milk in that Batlock check there. And Lunix is actually going back down. Wow, this is surprising, with no Malthus. We'll see if he gets punished here. See what's here for JupiterClimb. Just $100. Oh my gosh. If there's no chapel to the right here, or I guess study, this could pay off big for Lunix. Okay, there's Galamoth. Okay. But Galamoth wouldn't be in logic yet, I don't think. There's top floor for Lunix. And wow, Lunix is actually going in the... Oh, it is chapel. Okay, wow. Yeah, that's not what you want to see for Lunix. That means we are likely going to see Malthus here. And Lunix is choosing to do the floating garden here. Totally fine. With Panther, you can actually full clear floating garden with no Malthus. Just because you can like clip onto the ledges. Oh, actually, you can get up here, right? Yeah, okay. And 4 checks in the chapel. That's decent. Here's Manticore. Wow. Pretty nice. Manticore could be progression. It's always just a great blue to have. Wow, Manticore and Undyne. Okay. Manticore definitely could be progression now. Manticore plus Undyne lets you get through the waterfall, which can be in logic for progression. Just a plus defense Manticore, using Manticore against Manticore. Very rude. And Lunix is right back up here, okay. I wonder what we're gonna see Lunix do. This is really interesting. He has... Wow, what? Man, both games we found the duplicate Segula like instantly. But still no Malthus. Where is Malthus? You can't full clear the chapel without Malthus. Okay, here's study. Wow. So he can get into study here. Flying armor. Okay. Where is Malthus? I mean, we've seen all the areas I've listed where Malthus is likely to be. So maybe we'll see it here. I have no idea. The gold ring. Death. Okay. Jupiter has like no armor and very little healing. But he has the poison fist. It's weak to poison! Oh, you love to see it. Minus attack, weak to poison. Just perfect. Wow. Look at that. And yeah, because it's minus attack, we're gonna see Jupiter use Archdemon here, I think. Maybe not on purpose, actually. Still scared of the minus attack because of no armor. Yeah, wow, it still hits for 100. That's absurd. Look at that. Oh, man. Yeah, with no double jump and no hippogriff and no anything, he actually has no way to dodge that scythe attack. Okay, but death goes down. He actually had to use a cream puff there for some kind of healing, but not too bad. Gravekeeper! Where's Malthus? Okay, so this check to the right here is actually, like, in logic, it's locked behind Gravekeeper. So maybe the logic wanted you to kill Death, get Gravekeeper, come up here for Malthus? No, okay. It's just Blue Book. Final Guard from Witch. Okay, that's a fine farm if he needs to. There's one check and study left. I mean, at this point, we just need anything that'll give us, like, height. Malthus, Bat, Hippogriff. We can still do these study checks. But a couple of these study checks are locked behind having double jumpers of some kind. And here's Lunix into the study right behind. There's bomber armor. Okay. Okay, that's just a high mind up. And this other check up here, we actually can't even check. You need to push the box and then double jump up. And yeah, Lunix really likes doing these checks up here before the boss, which I think is smart, especially when he doesn't have any good damage. Because Lunix didn't buy the... Or wait, did he go back and buy the Poison Fist now? It kind of looked like it, actually. Does he have it? No. No, he still has the combat knife. Okay, there's Malphus. Oh, man. So this... Wow. This death fight could be really bad for Lunix, but he's only missing out on backdash and the shop upgrade. And yeah, there's finally Malphus. So Lunix can get this book without Gravekeeper, luckily. So even if he misses backdash, he's not going to be too far behind. See what he chooses to do when he sees this death fight. This is really interesting. Okay, he hasn't reset it yet. He's going to check the stats first, I think. He's going to see it's weak to poison and be kicking himself for not buying the Poison Fist. Yeah, look at that. Still going for it, though. I mean, Manticore's still hitting for 106. That's really good. And he has Arc Demon. Yeah, this is actually fine. Despite not having the poison for this, increasing his damage, he's still hitting so hard. And he can use Arc Demon pretty effectively because he still has armor. Yeah, look at that. Wow. So this death fight is just no problem. Crazy. Oh, phase 2 hits for 95 though. So he needs to be a little bit careful. Oh, wow. Oh, man. How much healing does he have? Okay, he has great, like 2 grapes and a mind up. There's that flight locked mimic for Jupiter. Not gonna do too much for him unless it's the required yellow. Okay. Lunix doesn't finish it quite yet. What? Lubricant's there again. Wasn't Lubricant right there last seed? Oh no, Lunix. Lunix, that's your last healing. Please finish off death. Okay, there you go. Wow. Lunix had to use all of his healing there without the Poison Fist, but still got through. And I didn't see this shop here. The slow-mo finish, yeah. Okay, let's see. Final Guard. Was that it? Final Guard is the required soul. An expensive death? Yeah, expensive healing-wise, totally. So Lunix is going to find Malphus up here as well. So yeah, Lunix is a little bit behind, but honestly, not as bad as I would have thought. And getting that death shop makes it so you don't have to farm for that blue soul. And you don't even have to look for it. Very nice find. There's the duplicate Gravekeeper. You got Red Minotaur in shop too. Yeah, JupiterClimb has really taken a liking to Red Minotaur with the stat randomizer. It's been interesting. Red Minotaur, it's a very expensive red. It's kind of like the red soul for casual players, so it's kind of really overrated among them. But it's funny. It's like the opposite problem with randomizer players. Randomizer players, it's completely underrated. No one ever uses it because it's so expensive, even though sometimes it's useful, especially in an Arc Demon seed right now. I don't know if we'll see it because we have Manticore, because Manticore is just more efficient. But I don't know. Red Minnow is really good against like Chaos Top Eyes. Here's Big Golem. Yeah, Big Golem is just no problem. So easy. Wow, that was so weird. I'm not used to seeing Big Golem die with no level up. That's funny. So Jupiter's actually doing DDR. And here's 0 check dance hall for Lunix. He can get in here and check the other exit. These Minotaurs are so tanky. Yeah, it's interesting Jupiter's choosing to do DDR first. Did he do the lubricant room? Typically that's the first one you go for, especially if you have lower defense, because if you have lower defense, you kind of don't want to do Worst Room. Just a high potion down here for Lunix. And that slide check. Or was that a random drop? Where did you get that high potion? I would have thought he would pick that up on the way down. And he takes the broadsword. I don't know if he has an overhead swing weapon. So broadsword could be useful. And yeah, there was nothing, so looks like this check is going to be in the lubricant room. Lunix is going to find lubricant and mimic here. Lubricant is above hammer. There's this red, but reds are not what we need. We know the red book says beat the study boss. Okay, so I can get a second look at this death shop. I totally missed it before. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. I missed it again! Oh no, sorry, I was getting an important message. I'm sure it was nothing. I think it just had the required blue. And Jupiter's gonna see, what was this top floor? We might see, no. Jupiter doesn't have flight yet, so there's no way to get in here. Sadly, there's only one check. And Garden as well. So Jupiter's doing the checks that Lunix saw earlier, but he's gonna be able to check them faster with Alphas. And yeah, Lunix, wow. Lunix is only now leaving Dance Hall, that's surprising. And here's Inner Quarters. He has Galamoth. And there's Hippogriff for Lunix. Ooh. Finally gets flight. That's big. And the handgun. It's always the handgun, dude. Every time. And yeah, this is a nice Galamoth right now. It's always nice when you can check Galamoth just while you're passing through. It had the required blue and beef curry, so it didn't do too much for him. And seeing this Inner Quarters boss here from the left is super nice. Because if this is like Legion or something, it's so scary going in from the right. But it's just Headhunter again. Wow. Headhunter loves being in the vanilla spot today. Weak to stone. Too bad. No way to deal stone. Or inflict stone, rather. And plus HP, but man, Headhunter just is so weak. Goes down so quick, even with plus HP. And here's JupiterClimb right behind Lunix. Is Lunix in the lead right now? Wow, I think Lunix might actually be in the lead, surprisingly. What does Jupiter have that Lunix doesn't? Lunix is just slightly ahead on the route. Really interesting how those early routes worked out. Like, Lunix going for the risky route divergence actually paid off information-wise. Really interesting. Wow! Okay, never mind. Sorry, I'm overreacting. I was kidding. Jupiter got Skull Million random drop, but he has Poison Fist, so that doesn't do anything. Excuse me. Skull Million is just a good way to inflict poison. But definitely not needed. Okay, and there's golden armor. Or golden plate. I don't know what armor we have right now. Yeah, gold plate is pretty decent. It's not great, but it's endgame ready. And Lunix bought samurai armor. Okay. Lunix is just double checking the books he has. Man, these Valkyries don't even get one shot. What the heck? There's another blue. Yeah, Lunix doesn't carry. He has Manticore. He knows the blue book is taken care of. He has Final Guard. So really no reason to go grab that. Because no blue soul can be... Well, it could be giant bad. That's the one thing it could be. That would kind of hurt. Interesting. I wonder if we're going to see Jupiter check that. Because if that's giant bat, would it matter? There's not really any bat checks that matter anymore. I don't know. I can't think of why giant bat would matter. So this might be a really good play from Lunix. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Just going to heal up at Mina, sell a couple more things. And Jupiter is going to check this. Okay, just great armor. Amazing. It's like debatably the worst blue soul. Wait a minute. What the heck is this shop? It has Raring, it has Death's Lightning Doll, Legion. Oh my goodness. What is this shop? Wait. Yeah, put on the Death's Robe. There you go. Jupiter's not even checking the shop. Yeah, you're right. So Jupiter's not going to get the Death's Robe. Death's Robe is really nice. It's a huge int buff. So even if you don't care about the defense, which the defense buff is massive, it just increases your damage by a lot. Really surprising Jupiter skips that. Maybe Jupiter feels like he's behind right now? He's headed into top floor. What's that samurai armor? And blocking mail for Lunix. Blocking mail's a top tier, but he doesn't even need it. Muramasa! Oh, wow, this is like the curse setup. We have both the curse dealers. We started with Siren, and we got Muramasa. That's pretty funny. So we're really, really hoping for a curse week endgame boss now. Elfin Robe for Jupiter. So there's the int buff that he would be missing from the Death's Robe. Just minus the defense and strength he would get. What the heck? Lunix breaks the candle but doesn't even care what it is. Fair enough though, fair enough. Wait, Yellow Book in top floor? No way. Is this another Zip Seed? I totally missed that. What did it say? Oh my gosh. Did anyone see? You didn't see. Did anyone in the chat see? Study Boss? No. That was the red book, wasn't it? There's no way he's in go mode right now. Are you kidding? Oh my goodness. Alright. Plus attack resistant to fire and holy. He doesn't have any fire or holy, so that doesn't really matter. And yeah, he doesn't have the Death's Robe. Ooh, okay. I mean, like we saw last game, Jupiter is amazing at these endgame fights, and now he has levels and Manticore and Lubricant. Poison Fist is okay. It's a little bit hard to use, but it's not bad. It's hitting for 32. And he has Arc Demon. He's not going to use Arc Demon here because of the plus attack, I assume. But in later fights, we could see some Arc Demon usage. Alright, here, yeah. The required yellow must have been, wait, is that even plus attack? Why did that only hit for 77? Okay, what on Graham has plus attack? That must have not had it. Do the meatballs not have plus attack? What the heck is going on? Only phase 3 is plus attack. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Okay, good to know. So, oh man, are we gonna see Jupiter heal for phase 3? We might, because it can hit for like 400, and he doesn't have very good defense. Okay, he's not doing it. He's confident, but one hit here could spell the end from the laser. And going Triton, yeah. Triton definitely makes sense, because you don't want to take damage on purpose here. You could die. Wait, is Lunix in combo too? Oh my gosh! And Lunix has Death Throw, so he has better damage. Oh my goodness. Okay, Jupiter's good. He didn't get one shot, at least. Did Lunix not save? No way. That is so... Wait, he has Positron? Okay, I don't even know where that came from. What is happening? Okay, Durandal and Graham. Durandal's okay. Yeah, Positron does fire, so he can't use it against Graham. He has to use the Poison Fist. He didn't save. Oh my goodness. Okay. One death from Jupiter, and Lunix is straight back in it. As long as Lunix doesn't die. Man. Yeah, this is close. This is closer than it looks. Because Lunix has the better kit from checking that shop. It's shocking that Jupiter didn't check it. Not saving while doing lubricant strats on a plus attack Graham. Lunix is just in it to win it right now. Look how safe he's playing. He has to heal for phase 3. He's within one-shot range. Wow, Jupiter's actually eating the rotten meat to just go down a little bit for Julius. Resist fire and water. Okay. That's fairly kind. That's basically vanilla. But the resist fire for Lunix is so bad. Yeah! He has Positron. That's what he would want to use for Julius. Oh my gosh, that's so bad for Lunix. That is not what you want to see. But yeah, Julius's stats are vanilla, so... Are we gonna see Arc Demon here? Arc Demon is just so risky with this amount of healing. Okay, he's just going Triton. I think that's correct. And, okay, Lunix is 3 Graham. So not saving didn't punish. But man, yeah, Lunix's big chance to pull ahead with the Positron is just completely washed because he's resisting the fire. That's crazy. I hope we see Lunix save before Julius, though he's probably not gonna die because it's vanilla. Like, it's funny. Vanilla Julius is pretty tough, but like compared to what these racers are used to running the stat randomizer, this is like a piece of cake. It's very funny. Yeah, Lunix's best chance here is a resistant to poison chaos, and for Jupiter to find nothing in chaotic, so he has to use the Durandal. Yeah, did Lunix equip Positron? Oh no. Did he do it? He's gonna see. No. Oh, Lunix. That's just exactly what he didn't want to see. Okay, he's using the Durandal over the Poison Fist. Totally fair. It does a little bit less damage, but it has such a good range. Look at those backdashes, and Lunix is going straight for the Arc Demon strats. Pretty risky right now. Jupiter's through, but Lunix could catch up big time if he uses Arc Demon properly here, but using Arc Demon means you're going to have less healing, so he's more likely to die to Chaos, but he's taking that risk to try to get back ahead. He doesn't necessarily know he's behind, but... Wait, what was that? Oh, ramen, okay. Definitely want to pick that up. Yeah, we'll see if Jupiter goes for Archdemon Red Minnow. It's really tempting. I think it depends on if Chaos is plus or minus attack and how much healing he has. If Chaos is minus attack, I think we're definitely going to see it. If it's plus attack, maybe? I don't know. Here's phase 2 for Lunix. Yeah, and Lunix can go harder on the Archdemon strats because he has the Death's Robe. He has that defense up. That's another big factor here. Normally defense, like, is nice, but not required. It doesn't make you go faster if you're really good. But with Archdemon, that's just flipped on its head. It makes you go so much faster because you can play riskier than you would. Yeah, Lunix just using a little bit more healing here. He's not necessarily trying to get hit on purpose, but if he does get hit, it's a good thing. And here's Chaos for Jupiter. All right. I really think these Chaos stats are going to matter. Because Lunix is through Julius. Oh, man. All right, let's see it. Plus HP, plus attack, plus defense. Okay, no resistances, but this is like the final boss of Chaoses right here. Oh my goodness. If we see a death here, this could be really close. Wait, wow. The statue already died. Okay. So the plus defense doesn't affect the statues or the eyes. It only affects the core because the statues and the eyes always have 0 defense. But I don't know how much healing Jupiter has, and he can't really use Archdemon safely, I feel like. It's so risky. Oh, man. Yeah, he's like thinking about the red minnow, okay? He's thinking. No, yeah. He's just gonna go with Manticore. I wonder how many eyes we're gonna see. It really depends on the defense roll. I mean, no matter what defense roll it got, Manticore's still gonna hit pretty hard. But yeah, Siren just not getting it done without that curse weakness. Oh, what a dodge. Okay, but it didn't quite work out. He has Final Guard, though. I totally forgot about that. Final Guard was the required blue. Okay. That makes it so much easier to survive. And Chaos is only hitting for 127, so the plus attack roll was fairly low, actually. But Lunix is in Chaos. Oh, man. This is so close. Okay, 2 eyes down. Muramasa is still hitting for 1 with Triton. Yeah. I think we just need to see Jupiter play the long game here. Perfect guard, wow. If he didn't have Final Guard there, he could have died. Because he would have gotten knocked from the orb, into the snake, into the eye. That's just an instant like 400 damage. Okay. Still not getting it done. He needs to go for the 4-eye. And Lunix is taking a lot of damage on phase 1. No, the dragon, wow. That's just the worst place for it to transform. Okay, Lunix took a lot of damage on phase 1. Okay, 4 eyes down. Poison Fist is only hitting for 10. Muramasa is only hitting for 3. So Jupiter has to use Manticore for his damage, basically. I mean, 10 on Poison Fist is okay. 57 on Manticore. Oh my gosh. Alright. Lunix has the Positron, so he's gonna kill the bottom eyes a lot quicker. I don't know if it's gonna be enough. I think as long as Jupiter doesn't take a fat death here. He's good to go. Because Lunix's kit is slightly better, but not better enough to pull super far ahead. Without a complete meltdown from Jupiter. just really crowd controlling those orbs well. Look at that dive kick. Perfectly maneuvering. And yeah, crowd controlling the orbs with Poison Fist is surprisingly hard. This hitbox is tiny. It's doing a great job of it. Especially when they're like above you. Wow, look at that double jump. Alright, Lunix has the lower eyes down, but Positron is... it's not as great for the top eyes. Because you can only get one attack per jump. With Poison Fist, for example, you can get 2 attacks per jump, and those were hitting for 100. So I guess it's about the same. Positron is just a little riskier. JupiterClimb, going a little bit risky, using the Arc Demon plus the Lubricant. He has enough healing for it, though. He just wants to get out of this fight. He knows it's probably close, and that's it. GG. Wow. What a race. Just insanely close. Both racers played those endgame fights so well. It was neck and neck. All right, we're gonna get JupiterClimb in here for a little post-game interview. Welcome, JupiterClimb. GG's.
Hello.
Those endgame fights on both seeds were so brutal, but you just had like just a good enough kit, and you played well enough that it didn't matter.
Wasn't that such a nice chaos? I saw those stat buffs and I was shaking my head big time. Couldn't believe it, but yeah, barely enough to win. I could have played more aggressive with Arc Demon, and I probably should have. But even with Final Guard as an option, I was pretty worried, so I took it a little safe. Then towards the end, once it was closer, I switched over and started using more Manticore.
I mean, you saved your healing up to that point, so I think it was correct to... You had those reserves, so discard.
It would have been such a time loss if I had like done the opposite, you know, and started with Arc Demon, then take some damage, take a death. Would have been minutes.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was a really weird start with the Malphus location.
Yeah, wasn't it? You had to go through like every location you would think have Malphas, and then finally find it in the study. Like it was vanilla but randomized. Corridor into chapel into study. It was very funny.
Now, if that wasn't there, that would have been a brutal backtrack, but thankfully we got a little something, so... I've seen that happen before, where it's like all the way down corridor into chapel, then chapel takes you somewhere else, and you have to go around. That's the kind of thing where some runners will go left right at the start, just to get some more area information. That's the situation where it can be a big deal, if it's chapel into nothing. But yeah, really cool seeds. I also like the seed for game 1. That was really interesting.
Yeah,
I believe, is that the
game.
first sub 30 we've had this bracket? It was an incredibly lucky seed.
I don't know. I think Amadeus had a really good time. That might have been a sub 30. I can't remember, but we haven't had many. It was definitely crazy. It was such a zip seed, but really, the bottleneck was being able to perform on those endgame fights with that kit, and you just did it perfectly.
You know what's funny is I was not going to go to chapel when I did. On paper, Reservoir was better. Reservoir had like 4 or something on the countdown, and my guess is that's where Lunix went. I'm not sure if Lunix took a totally different route, but because I got bad luck earlier in bracket on Reservoir, I decided to try something different. And honestly, I can't really take any credit. When it comes to routing, you just sometimes get lucky, and that was just the perfect place to find the blue book, so very happy with that.
Yeah, Lunix had to pretty much full clear, so... But
if I see a single person ever rank Ascalon outside of the top 4 again, I'll be livid.
Yeah, Ascalon definitely carried on that first seed. I mean, Ascalon plus Lightning Doll, even with like no other strength boosts. I mean, you had Lubricant, I guess, but it's just so good. Even Ascalon alone just is such a heavy hitter.
It is, yeah. It's got that semi-unique property of boosting red soul damage. Only that sword and Claim do that. And yeah, the raw power of the sword itself is excellent. Just think, by the way, imagine this seed, but with no Triton.
So true. I mean, you would have had to go hard on Lubricant and Arc Demon. The healing situation wasn't great in the first place. It would have been tough.
Yeah, it would have been probably what I would have done is not even go with Manticore in that situation. I would have just focused on like 1 HP final guard, and then Poison Fist with Lubricant. I think that would probably have been enough, but I'm glad it didn't happen that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, things just have a way of working out. And that's GG's for Lunix, finishing with a 37-37. Yeah, man, that poison-resistant Julius for Lunix was just so sad because he had Positron Rifle. That would have been what gets him back in the game. But
oh, this set? He has a Positron?
yeah, this game, he had Positron.
Where was Positron?
I think it was in the shop. I didn't even see where he got it. The shop that you skipped, actually, he checked. I can't remember which one it was. It was the second shop upgrade. It had like Death's Robe. It had some good stuff. Yeah, and you just
like
so
that was a bad call on my part. I always say you want to make sure to always do the Chaotic Realm checks. We got to add to that list. Always check the shop because in this situation it sounds like had I died even once, Long could have caught all the way back up with gear.
Big time. And yeah, from the chat, it sounds like Positron was also in that shop. That shop was pretty stacked.
My shop was just so bad. What was even in there? I think
it had Final Guard, I guess.
I had Final Guard.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you notice? I don't know if this is obvious. I was planning to use Red Minotaur.
I did see that.
1 MP short. Brutal.
Oh, I didn't see the 1 MP short. I didn't see the 149.
149 max,
okay.
And I needed 150.
I didn't see that, actually. I thought you just wanted to play it safer and not use Arc Demon. Okay. Welcome, Lunix. GG's. Very well played. Yeah, man, that Julius being resistant to fire, that was rough. It's not exactly what you don't want to see. But yeah, Red Minnow, was that in a shop? Because, man, that is a good purchase. It's just, it's kind of niche, and it's sad that it didn't work out this time, because I know how much you like using that. Lunix, we can't hear you.
I'm not talking. Hello.
Oh, okay. There you are. That second race was it was way closer than it seemed. You were just right behind the whole time, and you actually got an early lead on information by going to, I think it was top floor through that vanilla, or the Castle Corridor Schoolador. You were actually ahead out of Headhunter.
Oh, that's crazy then.
Yeah, it was so close from there. That was just such a good race. And those endgame fights were played so well by both of you.
Yeah, I think I lost a bunch of time just menuing, changing from Positron to Muramasa and Muramasa to Positron. I don't know if it was the correct decisions. I really wanted to be sure to not die.
Yeah, I mean, with weird kits like this, it's easy to lose a lot of time to menuing and like decide when it's worth it and when it's not. Definitely very abstract. But yeah, that chaos. Have you seen a plus HP, plus defense, plus attack chaos before? I don't know if I have.
I did before the patch, and I had a chaos ring also, and it was pretty insane.
Such an insane roll.
I feel like on the bright side, the plus HP wasn't that much. It was probably close to the lower end of the plus 40 minimum.
Yeah, and the plus attack didn't seem bad either. I was expecting it to be
bulkier, but you know, it was still plus HP, plus attack, plus defense. I couldn't believe Muramasa was doing, what, 3 damage a hit with all eyes down? Rough. And that's
what armor did you have?
Fuse adjusting it.
Yeah. What armor did you have in Chaos, by the way?
Was it Elfin Robe?
Oh, it must have been, yeah. And the snake was still only hit, huh?
Yeah, not as good as the Death Robe, obviously, but pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. And the snake was still only hitting for like, what, a little over 100, so it wasn't... The plus attack roll actually wasn't as bad as it seemed, surprisingly.
I also had, I think, Tear of Blood, which I think maybe is getting a little bit of a buff in the stat rando. A lot of these accessories we don't normally use. If it's plus attack, a good defensive accessory like that can give you an extra hit to work with.
Yeah, that or like Ancient Bell, just the big defense ups. Yeah, I can't remember if you were using Tear of Blood or like Black Cloak. Either way.
Oh yeah, I might be getting my seats mixed up, but yeah, GG's Lunix, really fun races.
Yeah, so
Yes.
JupiterClimb will be moving on to face. Who are you facing? I don't know if
The
that's
winner
decided
of
yet.
Barracks and Amadeus.
Mm.
I think. Actually, did Barracks win today, or is that match still ongoing between him and Vlado?
I don't know. I haven't been following. Yeah, we just barely had a match. I could check the bracket, but Jupiter will be moving on in the losers bracket, so he's not out of the tournament.
Yeah, Howell's saying that Barracks won. So yeah, the winner of that and Amadeus will go against me.
And that's a good match. Amadeus, he's one of the newer racers that started like last year, and he's just been killing it. He's had some of the best finishes this tournament. He's definitely a dark horse. Just crazy. All right, well, GG's guys. Any closing thoughts, or are we ready to sign out? I think we are good to go.
Wow.
I really
Not even gonna
enjoyed
let me
the-
speak, huh?
Go ahead.
I really enjoyed the tournament.
Lunix, please. I just want to say thanks everyone for watching today, and thank